Okay guys, so for this one we're going to be talking a little bit about the activation routes that you guys can use on Street Fighter 5. So you guys know that depending on how far and what button you use on Menat to activate, the hit advantage that you get is different, and the situation, combo and everything you get is going to be different. So I'm going to explore some of these and show them to you. And I know this has been something that you guys have been asking for a lot in the comment section, so don't worry, in this video we're also going to cover the stand medium punch from far activation route. So don't worry about that too much. Anyways, let's get into this one. So I guess the first place to start is around the mid-range, where I showed you guys in the last video about the basic combos. So in the mid-range you can use pretty much, this is about the mid-range I'd say, right? And at this range you could use stand medium punch, crouch medium punch, crouch medium kick, etc. to activate, right? So you can go into, from this range, when you activate you'll notice that you're plus 15, right? You can go into slide at this range and then go into the combo that we discussed in the basics video, right? So there you go, that's the mid-range. Mid-range you want to go for slide, right? Slide is going to be your best friend in this one. We move on next one, and I want to show you the close range. Now the close range you can use a variety of buttons to activate, right? You could use your stand light kick, your crouch light punch, stand light punch, your mediums. It's up to you. But at this range you'll notice if we go for slide, let's say we activate our crouch medium punch, we're way too close for the slide to combo like normal. So let's try it again. Way too difficult, right? So we have to change up our route. So say we activated this range of our stand light kick. You'll notice that we're plus 9. Now plus 9 means we're still plus enough to get a crouch medium punch into medium soul throw. So what we're going to do here is do medium punch into, sorry, I didn't combo that. So what we're going to do here, right, is we're going to do stand light kick activate into crouch medium punch medium soul sphere, and then double tap the medium orb to get the combo like that. So now I'm going to show you guys the combo that I would go for in this situation. As you can see, the damage is a lot more scaled than it usually would on more optimal combos, but this is going to be something that you're going to use mostly to close out rounds. Otherwise you're going to want to go for a reset, and we'll cover resets and stuff in the next video, so don't worry too much about that. Now I'm going to show you guys the one that I know all of you have been asking for a long time, and that's off the stand medium punch. So I'm going to show you guys a full-on how to do this combo sort of a deal, right? So okay, this combo requires you to have a little bit of mastery of what I called negative edge in the last video, but again I'm going to simplify it for you guys. It means holding down your buttons and then releasing them in a good timing to get the orbs to come out at the right time. So for this combo here, I'm going to show you guys exactly what range I'm talking about. So about this range here, right, you're going to do stand medium punch activate, and you notice you're plus 18 but you're very far away. So if you did stand medium punch activate here, your slide is way too far away to combo, so you got to go for a different option. To do this, what I'm going to first of all show you what it looks like. So the combo looks something like this. Right, give or take, you don't need to use a CA, you could use a different loop, it's up to you, but the combo will look something like that, right? So now I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do this combo. To do this, I'm going to again show you my arcade stick. So we're going to activate again at like this range, and once you do your stand medium punch into activate, what I want you to do is keep your finger, as soon as you press the stand medium punch on, and so you do stand medium punch, activate, and then as soon as you activate, you put your finger back on stand medium punch, and you wait for the animation of this V trigger to end, and then you release it, right? So it's gonna look something like this. So I'm gonna tell you guys exactly when I start and stop holding it. So I start holding it here, and I stop holding it as soon as the animation ends, and I press stand medium punch again. So my animations, you're gonna see in my inputs here, it looks like this. So my animation, the way I hold my buttons, you're gonna see from my inputs. I'm gonna show you guys in my inputs. I'm gonna press V trigger, press medium punch again, and hold it, and then I'm gonna release it as soon as the animation ends, and press stand medium punch again. It's gonna look like this. So, okay, the first part again is gonna look like this, right? Following the stand medium punch hitting, this is how I'm gonna tell you guys to time it. As the medium punch V trigger orb passes through Menat, you then press medium kick in the recovery of your stand medium punch coming back to you, so that you can then get the medium kick orb to follow through and hit your opponent to then set up the second part. So again, I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. Right? It looks like that so far. So that's our first part of the combo done. Now, what I want you guys to do for the second part is to jump forward and press heavy punch. And as you press heavy punch, just tap your light kick and your light punch button as if you were taking a throw, or trying to throw your opponent. So it will look like this. And as you land after the stand heavy punch, I want you to press medium kick, so that it basically pushes your opponent into the 2 air robes that you've sent out. So it looked exactly like that. So again, I'm going to show you guys. You hold the medium punch, release it, and then you jump. You get a second jump in, right? And that's going to be the second part of the combo taken care of. So again, after you do the first part with the medium kick orb, you jump forward, heavy punch, and then you release. You press the 2 air orbs right after, as if you were taking a throw, as soon as you press the heavy punch, so that they follow through. And then medium kick as you land to push your opponent into them, and then you get another jump in. And then this time we're going to jump in with heavy kick. So it's going to look like this. And this, whatever loop you want to go for after that, whether you want to go for the one I showed you in the basic combos or the one I just did, completely depends on you and where you feel like you're at after them with your Menat combos. But that is basically what that activation route looks like. So I hope I was kind of clear in explaining this one, because I know this is one that you guys have really been struggling with, and a lot of you have been saying that the medium punch one has been giving you some stress. I'm glad I could have shown you that a little bit more. Right, I also want to show you guys one more thing before we stop with the activation routes conversation. So you guys will notice that sometimes when you activate off stand medium punch, let's say you're at this range, you'll be too far to convert off another stand medium punch. So let's look again at the frame data. Since we're too far, we got to do something else. So at this range, well, when you activate, you're going to be plus 18, right? Which means that you are far enough to get stand heavy punch, and it will combo like so, right? So that means we've got to change it up. Now you have to identify this, and you will be able to do this the more you play Menat, the range at which your stand medium punch will hit the opponent. Same with your stand heavy punch, right? So what you're going to want to do when you activate, depending on the range you are, if you're too far for the stand medium punch combo, then you don't any longer need to hold the medium punch button. So then what you want to do instead when you activate off stand medium punch is you want to press stand heavy punch, and then you want to press your heavy kick and then your heavy punch button, so that it combos into your opponent, and then you get the chance to follow up with something else. Getting this timing down is very tricky, and it's something that will take a lot of practice to do, right? You're going to get used to it over time though. So again, press your stand medium punch, activate, press heavy punch, then tap heavy kick right after so that it combos in time with the opponent, then press heavy punch a little bit after you press heavy kick again, so that you get the rest of the combo. It's gonna look again like this, right? That gives you enough time to follow up. So after that, what you want to do is do a slide, dash forward, slide, and then you want to carry on with the loop that we usually do, right? The basic combo loop, and then you end it with the 2 air orbs. You can do the crouch reflect, you can do you can do EX soul sphere of light and heavy. It's up to you. It's up to you. At that point you can choose whichever combo you want to do. But yeah, that's the loop you're going to want to do off far stand medium punch, which is too far to get the regular combo like that, right? You're going to want to press heavy punch and then do your 2 air bottom orbs. So sometimes when you're playing Menat, you're going to find that you're found without your orb, but you want to activate V-Trigger. Your opponent's not really giving you the opportunity, but you've managed to get a stray hit and you get to activate V-Trigger like this. And you see that you're plus 14 so that your combo will still work, right? So even though you don't have access to the special moves you would usually do, you still have the ability to combo without the orb. So I'm going to show you guys the options you have of activating without orb. So you do your crouch medium kick or your crouch medium punch, whatever you want to activate with, and you see that you're plus 14 on hits. So that means you're still plus enough to get your slide like you would if you had your orb, right? Following this, you will notice that the timing to release your orbs is a bit different now that you have to not worry about doing a special move into orb cancel, so you're just doing normals. And this is a good place to practice just cancelling orbs with your normals, because you can see there, as I press the button, I only have to just press it while I'm in recovery and I can time it. There's no input tricks, I just have to get the timing right to get the orbs to come out, right? So this is a good place now to practice timing your orbs to combo with your opponent. So you're going to want to go for something like this. And then you can go into your loop however you want to practice it. I'm going to put a combo after this explanation to show you guys exactly what kind of combo you can go into as a loop. But just wanted to show you guys that as an option as well, because there are times when you're going to get caught without your orb, and you're going to want to activate V-Trigger. So I just want to show you guys that it was possible to get a combo without having your orb present on you. So there are going to be opportunities where you can activate your V-Trigger on hit like we just showed. But there are also going to be times when you activate your V-Trigger on block and you have to change how you are with your V-Trigger. Because activating on hit means you get to go into the combo of your choice. But what does activating on block mean? Well, usually it means that you have to manage your orbs in a different way and go for something to open your opponent up. Maybe it could also be a way for you to just put chip on your opponent if you want to try and just close out a round or make them afraid, or even if you want spacing, right? Regardless of the situation that you're in, activating on block is something that's going to be very realistic, because it's not always practical to activate your V-Trigger on hit. So you need to be ready in the rare situations, or not so rare situations, where you do activate on block. And I'm going to show you guys a bit of how to activate and use your V-Trigger on block as well. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is the situation where you activate on block and your opponent decides not to respect your mix-up option or your frame trap option. So I'm going to show you, I have the Laura set to press a free frame, right, on block. So I'm going to show you on activation what you do. You just go into whatever combo you want to go into, because you're extremely plus, look, you're plus 12 on block, right? So if you go for slide, medium punch, heavy punch, whatever, so I'm going to show you guys again, you will see that you will always hit her if you go into what you want to go into. The only thing that this beats is if you try to walk forward, for example, or let's say you try to do a drill, right? Then she won't have to deal with that, right? If she just presses her free frame. So you're going to be in that situation here where you're extremely plus and you're going to be able to cover that. Like even there, I have it set to press her free frame, but because of how close I was and how plus I am, I was able to just get a tick throw, and she couldn't mash her free frame out of that. So that's a situation where you're going to want to be able to use your plus frames, and you also use your intuition about how far you are when you activate. Obviously, I'm not showing you guys how plus you are of every button in to activate on block. I'm sure depending on the button you use, the frame data changes. So if you activate off free frame into light kick, you'll notice you're only plus 6, right? So in that situation where you go for walk forward throw, she's going to counter hit you. But when you did crouch medium punch activate and you were plus 10, you notice you were able to just throw her out of it, right? And light kick can activate, and you'll also be able to throw her out of it if you're at point blank range, right? But if you're a bit close, a bit further, and you have to walk forward, say you're at that range there, you'll get counter hit. So you've got to be careful at identifying the different ranges you are. And also it helps to learn the different amounts of frame advantage you're at depending on where and when you activate off which button. So that's the frame trap option of a person pressing a button to interrupt after your activation, right? And it's a more common thing than you would think, because a lot of people try to interrupt and continue to take their turn after your activation. The next thing you'll see here is your opponent will press throw on a block depending on the range you are when you activate. So I'm going to show you guys. I have the dummy set to throw on a reaction to guarding. So at this range here, when you activate, you'll notice that your opponents will sometimes try to tech defensively because they're scared of being thrown. Especially if you have the corner and they're scared of being thrown back into the corner, they're likely to tech. And this is something that happens at every rank. A lot of people don't have the risk-reward assessment of taking the throws against Menat and not teching. So what they do is they mash tech a lot in either your strings or on your activation. So it's very important to know how to blow up tech. And what I'm going to show you guys now will cover both, right? Off an activation at these ranges here, I do an immediate heavy kick drill and release the heavy orb just as the drill is recovering, so that I am plus enough to combo. So you see I'm plus 12 after that, and I can go into a full combo like, and that I can continue on my loop, right? I'm just showing you guys for the sake of it. So that's a good way of blowing up people that like to tech a lot. And obviously it's a guess at the end of the day, so you may not know if they're gonna tech or not. But fortunately, what you can see here is if you take off the, I'm gonna take off the throw, even if they don't tech, you're still plus 12 regardless. So this is a good option to go for to just pressure your opponent anyways. And if they tech, it's an added bonus because you're going to get huge damage off of it. So that's something that I would recommend trying to go for as Menat. Even in not just your activation, but when you're pressuring your opponent and you have that orb available to you, just immediate heavy kick drill and release the heavy kick orb. Still plus on block regardless, and you're going to get huge damage if it hits. So go for that. The next one I'm going to show you guys is actually one that people like to use when you activate and you're in the corner, and sometimes mid-screen, but they're scared. So they will, I'm going to show you guys, backdash. So I have the dummy there set to backdash, and I'm going to show you guys what you do. Just for a second. So remember how I showed you guys the medium punch activation route, right? Well, we're going to just follow it up like the same way as if we activated on hit. And you'll see there that because the person backdashed and you carried on, you kept them in a true block string. And then if they continue to move, then the orbs will keep them grounded and you get a combo. But if they backdash and then block, then you still get your mix up and then they're forced to block. If you do want to blow that up, you can also just do a slight delay, but if you wait too long that happens, but a slight delay, and you can either air reset them or an even slighter delay, and you'll see there they got grounded. So it's just all about getting the timing down. You'll notice there that the more you practice it, the more you'll become like aware of the timings that you need to use, because you can have if you do this really early, you'll see it comes out as a true string. So you do this really early as if you're going for the combo, comes out as a true string, right? If you do a little bit of a delay, then they get caught grounded and you get the full combo. And then you get to go into your loop and get huge damage. See, that did 709 stun into CA. I could have gotten more stun, but That's a huge amount of damage and stun for backdashing after that, after an activation. So that's something that you guys are going to want to do to blow up backdashes. Sometimes your opponent will decide not to backdash and they will go for a jump back in reaction to you activating, because they don't want to tech, but they also don't want to be back thrown into the corner or just thrown in general, so they will jump back. And this is a more common thing against Menat, especially at high level, that I've noticed, that people just try to jump back to avoid your V trigger. Regardless of whether it's activation or in neutral, they will try to jump back a lot against your V trigger, so you need to have punishes at the ready for this. So let's say you activate in a range where back throw or throw is a possibility for you, right? This is what you should do. So I'm going to show you the hard read version first. So you activate and then hold your throw button, right? And you don't even need to use light kick and light punch. It just makes it easier for you. But you just need to hold light punch. You just have to hold light punch as soon as you activate, and then go into your EX Soul Sphere, and then you get a setup. That's the hard read version, right? Like, because if they just take the throw there or backdash, if they just take the throw there, then you just wasted an orb, right? And you don't really want to waste an orb. Otherwise, you can just do something like this. And just press stand heavy kick orb to blow up a jump back. That stuff is also really good. And you could also just do this. And catch them on the jump back like so. So those things are like the best things to do with Menat when you want to just blow up a jump back from an opponent. The last thing I'm going to show you guys of an activation is if your opponent chooses to go down the, what I like to call, the Shoto player route. Because some of the Shoto players that you guys will find are crazy. And I don't think that's meant to be an insult to anyone who's watching and plays a Shoto. But historically, characters with a reversal are known to be quite crazy, especially online. And this is something that you're going to have to be ready for when playing Menat. So on reaction, I have the Ken player set to do EXDP, right? Or the Ken dummy, sorry. And I'm going to show you guys that once you activate, what you have to do is bait. Because anything you go for here is going to get destroyed. So what you got to do is you got to bait and then go into a full punish. And that can be crouch fierce, right? You can go into one of those kind of punishes. Or you can go into a jumping heavy punch. And then do a full loop like this and get huge damage, which is also very rewarding off a read on a Shoto player's DP or anyone's DP. Some DPs you're going to be able to get a full neutral jump punish, some you won't be able to. But just punish these heavily if you have a read that they're going to do them. You can bait after an activation, you don't necessarily have to press immediately. And this is why I wanted to show the DP as an option. Also the same for critical art. Critical art will beat every option for the most part, so you're going to want to have to wait and bait. Not to sound tacky or anything, but just, yeah, wait, bait, and then punish. So you're going to be in those situations in this game where sometimes your opponent will decide, nah, I'm not taking this mix up, or nah, I'm not guessing, I'm going to DP and I'm going to make you guess. Just wait a second, wait to see what they do. Push comes to shove and they do nothing, you still have orbs at your control, they're likely to be scared, so they'll probably back out to get out of there. Or they're not, and you still have full orb control and you can run your game regardless. It's not a bad thing to wait and just play at a slower pace at times with this V trigger, because it lasts about 33-34 seconds, so you got time, unless you're trying to make an urgent comeback with no time on the clock, in which case then, yeah, you probably can't afford to wait and bait and hope. The final thing I'm going to show you guys is just regular old blocking, right? So sometimes you're going to activate and your opponent's just going to sit there. They're not going to do anything. They might either stand block or crouch block, or whatever, right? So I'm going to show you guys some of the things that you're going to want to do on activation, after activation on block, right now. So let's say you've activated. You might go for slide to blow up a walk back, or just yeah, like a walk back, or just them blocking high. Maybe they're scared of overhead. You could go for overhead and then, you know, press your medium punch orb. This will combo, by the way. It's just harder to record on the training dummy, but it will look like that. Yeah, I'm glad I got that. Yeah, there you go. And you can go into your full loop You could also set something up like go for the full activation combo, and you can go for a reset like that, and you can make a setup, or you can even go for a drill and then go for an instant overhead or combo depending on whether the drill hits or is blocked. It's up to you. But that's what I wanted to show you guys, and that's going to do it in terms of activating on block. I hope that part was informative to you. Again, any questions, let me know. Sometimes I know it could be hard to explain these things. I'm trying my best. I hope it is easy for you guys to understand, but if not, please let me know and I'll try and explain it a little bit better for you guys, either in text or a bonus video or something like that. So you guys will know that sometimes your opponent will V-reversal to get you off of them, and there are different types of V-reversals in this game. So you have the quick V-reversals that hit you and leave you standing, you have the slow V-reversals that will knock you down, and then you will have the escape V-reversals, and then you have the fourth one, which is the Kami one that side switches and hits you and keeps you standing. It's a bit different, but I'm going to show you guys how to blow up V-reversals regardless of whether you're activating or doing it in neutral. This will apply the same way. So what I do, and I like to use my medium punch V-trigger rope for this, is when I activate, and this is okay against characters with the fast V-reversals that don't knock you down. You don't need to block to release the V-trigger, right? You can do it like this. And you see that usually if the V-reversal hits you and you release the orb, you wouldn't get the opportunity to still combo because you would have been knocked down from slower V-reversals. But against quick V-reversals, you can see the flash release the orb and still get hit and carry on with a combo because you saw your plus 14, so you have the ability to still combo into slide and get a full punish regardless of whether the orb hits you, the V-reversal hits you or not, right? So, show you guys again, I'm not gonna block, and I got a slide punish as well, so I could have gone into a full combo. That aside, what I'm gonna show you guys is how to do this. So you activate, or you have your medium punch. You could do this with heavy punch. If you could time your kick orbs, you could do this with your kick orbs as well. But I'm going to show you guys with medium punch orb for the purpose of this tutorial. And you hold your medium punch as you activate, and then as the V reversal sparks or flashes, you can do this reactively. You release your orb. Now this is different depending on the type of V reversal you're trying to punish. Some characters, namely Guile, Laura, Poison, Dulcim, those characters there have slower V reversals, and those knock down. So you're gonna have to get the timing down to punish those. But the reason I'm showing this on Ken is because it also has the ability to punish on hit, and it's one of the easier ones to punish on and get the timing down for, because you can punish it on hit if he hits you as well, or on block, right? So practice this, starting with the fast V reversals. So the Ken, the Chun-Li, the Zeku, those characters there have the quick V reversals that they start up the fastest, and then they don't knock you down, they leave you standing. Practice it on those, and then move on to your Gals, your Lauras, your Ryus, your Poisons, Dulcims, because those require a little bit more timing to get the medium punch orb to or any of the orbs to punish and then go into a combo, and you have to block after those. So you have to block the V reversal and go into the punish afterwards, right? And release the orb in time to punish. So that's going to be the difficult part of punishing those V reversals. So again, let me show you. You activate your whole medium punch, and then as you see the V reversal spark, you release it, and then you can get a combo. So I can also block this and then get the same thing like so. Sometimes you'll find that in neutral, there are things that are guaranteed to be V reversal. So like if you slid, for example, it is a guaranteed V reversal for your opponent, and the knockdown characters with V reversals that knock down will always get a knockdown after this. Whereas characters who have the standing one, you can still kind of punish. So I'm just... and I still got the loop, right? So these characters with the quick V reversals can even get punished in neutral for doing them. But the characters with the knockdowns, you can that won't be the case, right? Because they will get the knockdown on you, and even if your orb releases and punishes them, they're still gonna get the knockdown, unless they have 0 life left and they die from the orb hitting them. You've just wasted an orb essentially. You're not gonna want to do that. So that's a sort of an explanation on how to punish V reversals, right? I hope that was kind of helpful. Following this explanation, I'm gonna give you guys a commentary-free tutorial look, a showcase, so to speak, of how to punish the different types of V reversals in this game. So the quick ones, like I showed you with Ken, the escape ones, like I'm gonna show as Colleen, the slow one I'm gonna show as Cody, and then I'm gonna show you the Cammy example as well. And I'm gonna show you some of the combos you can get, really damaging ones, off activating and then punishing their V reversal, because people like to punish V reversal activations a lot from Menat, especially if she's in the corner, because they feel like they can keep her there and then start their pressure. So it's more common than you would think that people will try to V reversal your activation, regardless of whether you're a high level, mid level, beginner player, any of those. I very much recommend punishing after an activation before anything else. But again, after that, the video is going to end and we're going to go into a different part. I will see you guys in the next video. I hope that this was very informative for you. Please leave productive feedback for me in the comments. If you didn't understand, let me know so that I know how to change in the next video. And again, I'd like to thank you all for the support. If you enjoyed and you're not subscribed, please subscribe and leave a like. And I'll see you guys in the next part. Take care.